You should know that over 80% of post-battery replacement issues are caught when you perform a visual or physical inspection. Let's double-check the installation. Before we grab any tools, open the hood. When you install a new battery, the electrical path has been disturbed. We need to verify that the power has a clean, uninterrupted path to the engine. First is the twist test. Grab your positive and negative battery terminal clamps and give them a firm twist. If you can move them by hand, they are too loose to start the car. A loose clamp might power the dash lights, but it cannot carry the massive electrical current required to spin the engine. Next, look for hidden corrosion. Even if the battery is new, your old clamps might be dirty. A thin layer of dark gray oxidation or white fuzzy corrosion inside the metal clamp acts as an electrical wall. Then, watch out for the forgotten wire. Many modern vehicles have secondary, smaller wires that bolt onto the main battery clamps. These power crucial computers. Look down inside the battery tray. Did a smaller wire fall down out of sight while you were swapping the battery? Finally, check for plastic terminal caps. This sounds silly, but it happens daily in professional shops. Did you fully remove the protective plastic shipping caps from the new battery posts before attaching your cables? Always wear safety glasses when working around automotive lead-acid batteries. They contain corrosive acid and can emit explosive gases. Keep all sparks and open flames away. Ensure the vehicle is in park or neutral for a manual transmission with the parking brake firmly engaged to prevent accidental rolling. Finally, remove rings or metal watches to prevent accidental electrical arcs and keep hands clear of engine belts and cooling fans. You need to listen to what the car is telling you when you try to start it. The sound is your biggest clue. For symptom A, rapid clicking, machine gun sound, what it means is your starter solenoid, the heavy-duty electrical switch attached to the starter, is rapidly turning on and off. This means it is receiving some power but not enough to spin the heavy engine. Given that your battery is new, this almost guarantees a dirty or loose battery connection. For symptom B, a single loud clunk or click, what it means is power is successfully reaching the starter solenoid and it is engaging the starter gear against the engine. However, the internal motor of the starter itself isn't spinning. This usually points to a failing starter motor or heavily corroded internal starter contacts. For symptom C, complete silence, no dash lights, what it means is zero power is moving from the battery to the car. If the connections are perfectly tight, you may have accidentally blown a main fuse, a high-capacity fuse that protects the entire vehicle, if the battery cables were sparked or installed backward for even a split second. For engine cranks normally but won't catch, what it means is the battery and starter are perfectly fine. If the engine is spinning, the starting circuit is doing its job. This indicates a fuel or spark issue. Very often after a battery swap, the vehicle's immobilizer or anti-theft system loses its memory and cuts off the fuel injectors because it doesn't recognize your key. Let's prove what's wrong so we don't guess. If you have a digital multimeter, first verify the new battery. Set your meter to 20 volts DC. Put the red probe on the positive battery post, the lead post itself, not the clamp, and the black probe on the negative post. A fully charged new battery should read 12.4 to 12.6 volts. If it's below 12.0 volts, your new battery needs to be charged. Second, perform a voltage drop test. Think of voltage drop like checking for a kink in a garden hose. We are looking for an electrical bottleneck. Put your red probe on the center lead post of the battery and your black probe on the metal clamp tightly wrapped around it. Have an assistant try to start the car. The meter should read 0.0 volts. If the meter suddenly reads 1.0 volts or higher, you have a bad connection right at the battery post. Remove it, wire brush it to bare metal, and reinstall. If you don't have a multimeter, DIY bypass tests, try the headlight dimming test. Turn your headlights on and try to start the car. If the lights go completely black, you have a severe loose connection at the battery. If the lights stay perfectly bright but the car does nothing, power is not reaching the starter. This means you likely have a blown fuse, a bad starter relay, or a security or immobilizer issue. You can also try the starter tap. If you hear a single loud click but the car won't start, find your starter motor, usually bolted to the side of the engine where it meets the transmission. Have a helper hold the key in the start position while you safely reach down and firmly tap the metal body of the starter motor 3 or 4 times with the metal handle of a hammer or wrench. If the car suddenly starts, your starter motor has internal dead spots and requires replacement. Summarizing, if your observed symptom is rapid clicking, the likely component failure is a poor battery cable connection, and the immediate action to test is to perform the twist test and the headlight dimming test. If the observed symptom is a single loud click, the likely component failure is a failed starter motor, and the immediate action to test is to perform the starter tap test. If the observed symptom is complete silence, the likely component failure is a blown main fuse or bad ground, and the immediate action to test is to check the main fuse box under the hood, check where the negative cable bolts to the frame. Finally, if the observed symptom is engine cranks over but won't run, the likely component failure is anti-theft or immobilizer tripped, and the immediate action to test is to look for a blinking red padlock or key light on your dash. For poor terminal connections, most likely, go to an auto parts store and buy a $5 battery terminal cleaning brush. Disconnect the negative cable first, then the positive. Scrub the inside of the metal clamps until they are shiny, bright silver. Reinstall them firmly so they cannot be twisted by hand. For a tripped anti-theft or immobilizer, if your engine cranks but won't start or you have no crank and a flashing security light, try an immobilizer reset. Lock the doors using the key fob, unlock them, put the key in the ignition and turn it to the on position. Do not try to start it. Leave it there for 10 minutes to allow the computer to resync with your key. Turn it off and try to start it. For a failed starter motor, if the starter tap test temporarily fixes the issue and gets the car running, drive straight to your preferred repair location or parts store. The starter motor has failed internally and must be replaced.